everybody, welcome to 60-minute access of... Holy shit, that's loud.
This is my favorite show already.
And we need to move the microphone back a little bit.
Audio sensitivity picking up, like, everything?
Yeah, like it...
Oh, yeah, it's going into the red.
Yeah, okay,
constantly.
So that... We're gonna fix that. Test. Test. There we go. Perfect.
Wonderful. There we go.
So we're doing Lumines Remastered this week. A hot new release this month. This is obviously a remaster of the best PSP game. You ever check out Lumines?
I've never even heard of this game.
Oh.
If I'm being perfectly honest with you.
So it is my favorite puzzle game.
I like its background so far.
Yeah, it's so.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it's a rhythm puzzle game. Is what it is. It originally came out on the PSP as a launch title. Oh fuck, I fucked up. Oh well. It came out as a launch title, and like it was a real big hit. And they've made several variants, including a Vita version. But the one most people fondly remember is this one.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they remade it for Switch, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and basically any place where you can buy modern video games. And
so it's available on all platforms.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's always been my favorite puzzle franchise. My favorite one is probably the Vita one, but this is a close second. And what it is you have to make these squares of the same color.
Right, corresponding color.
And that line clears every set amount of time, and you have until then to make as many as you can. And on top of all of that...
And that's how the rhythm game aspect comes into play.
Is how fast that line moves, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so on faster songs, that line will be like... super quick.
Instantly pulsing through there.
Yeah, like it's going through mad fast, and then on other times it's... and it also determines how fast they feed you, like, pieces, and how fast everything moves, generally.
Okay.
So, yeah, I will say that the Vita version in particular, I have gotten messages from people I know being like, how you do your high score? Like, what? This one I'm pretty good at. Though I'm gonna be honest, I'm like 90% sure, like, Steph would destroy me in this once she got the hang of it. Because she's like puzzle game...
That is
God. She is not good at a lot of video games, but
puzzle games.
But she will wreck your shit in puzzle games.
I admit, seeing her play, what is that, Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Yeah, Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Oh my gosh, that was horrifying. Because the first two, like, rounds with, like, you and her was just like a slaughter for, like, her.
Yeah.
And then after she got the hang of it, the tables completely turned.
Yeah. It just... And then John is, like, puzzle game ultra god. Because, like, dude, you see her on that, you see her play against John on the stream?
I haven't.
Yeah, John Bussey is a monster at Tetris. By the way, everyone, I realized I forgot this at the beginning of the show. This is Trevor who's joining me.
Yes. Hello.
He's been on an episode of the podcast. You can go find that. I'm sure if you search, like, Trevor Young Gamer Access, that podcast will come up.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I don't remember putting you in the tags for it, but like, your name is in the description, so...
That works. That definitely works for me.
So they should find you, if they want to find you. So, yeah. Ah, fuck. Yeah, that works. I'll take it. I will say that, definitely not used to the sensitivity of the Switch Pro controller. Similar to when I was playing Celeste. Just like the D-pad, like, you even like tap the D-pad, it's like, you want to go all the way? It's like shit.
From 0 to 60.
Yeah. It made playing Celeste even more difficult.
Celeste looks like one of those platforming nightmare games. But, you know, I've seen that it's supposed to have, like, a decent story, and a very subtle story, too.
It does. Like, Brandon and I's interpretation of it is that it's all about depression.
That's a common one that I've heard from people, is that it's about, like, anxiety, depression, and, like, other disorders.
Sorry. Get into it.
You're fine. No, I've seen you get into puzzle games before.
Yeah, so... No, I'm actually kind of amazed that I'm able to hold this conversation while playing this. But I guess when you've been playing this franchise, like, once a week since you're, like, 17, you get used to it.
So, like, what, 10 years of playing this?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Like, it came out in 05, but I got a PSP real late. I actually, my PSP... I bought a PSP when the Slim model came out, and they bundled it with a memory card and a game. Because I got like a bunch of birthday money that year. And like before I was like very anti buying a PSP because I was just like $250 without any memory and like just like or a game, like that seems absurd for a portable. And then they put like a gig of memory, which at the time was still a meaningful amount of storage. And especially because digital games weren't a thing on the PSP yet.
Right.
And they put in God, what was it? They bundled Daxter with it, and I bought a PSP. And I bought a PSP, and I like started like working my way through like popular and like highly rated PSP games, and,
like the Resistance series and stuff like that.
Yeah, like What was the Resistance on the PSP called?
Retribution, I think. Fall of Man was just like regular.
That was the first one.
Right.
Because I love Resistance 2 and 3, and I know of.
I think it was Retribution.
Yeah, because Burning Skies was that terrible Vita game I reviewed. I reviewed that when it came out. I actually got into a match with Greg Miller, funnily enough. Yeah, that game was awful. It was an easy platinum trophy, though. I'll say that for it. But, yeah, so and then this came up as, like, one of the highest rated games, and I played it, and I was like, this is amazing. It's like if someone made Tetris for my sensibilities. Because I love rhythm games, and I really like puzzle games, but I'm not necessarily good at them. But when you add a rhythm element, it kind of changes how difficult the puzzle game is.
Yeah. I can see how that would definitely impact gameplay right here. I'm just amazed because this is, like, just artistically, like, a snack.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous to look at.
It was made by the Rez people.
I'm not shocked at all.
Yeah. When I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. There's Rez VR.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a PSVR thing.
Huh.
There have been a couple things that have made me want to, like, consider spending a ludicrous amount of money on VR.
VR is absurdly expensive for what it is.
Yeah, like, it's just, like, there's some cool stuff. Like, Ray and I have talked about, like, Ray and I are both interested in it, especially because, like, we've seen it at trade shows, and we want to, like, and whatnot, but we're also, like, you know, we also, like, well, like, we use it for a show, that might be able to justify the price. Yeah.
But then it might just be good for, like, a laugh or two, or, like, 2 games total.
Yeah,
for, like a $500, $600 price tag.
Yeah, like, you know, when I bought the Xbox One X for a similar reason, it ended up actually being a good purchase just because it's a 4K Blu-ray player, but, like if I bought
it's got utility.
Yeah, it's got utility. You know, it's got a 4K Blu-ray player. Like, it'll replace my old Xbox, so I can sell it. Like, there's a lot of.
So there was a decent profit to be made off it as well.
Yeah, and then like on top of that, I also was able to go in and be like, all right, I bought one of these to talk about this on here. Here's my opinion, and my opinion is, buying a game console in the year 2018 is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Boy, I tell you what.
Boy, I tell you what. But yeah, so like, Because let me tell you, you remember that nice thing about consoles where you bought a disc or bought a cartridge and just play the fucking game?
Yeah, it was plug and play, and you didn't have to wait for horrendously large updates every time you turned it on.
Yeah, not the case anymore. And moving, and like, yeah, I realized I had to like move all my shit over from like the old one, but like even if I didn't, like, I would have still had to install all the like those fucking games, you know, and like not only that, but like the games have massive as shit installs now. It's just like, whatever happened to the immediacy of consoles?
That was their strong point for like the longest time.
Like whatever happened to this box that I don't have to put up with this shit. But instead it's they're just kind of PCs that are semi plug and play.
Semi plug and play PCs with a few exclusives here and there.
Yeah, they like, admittedly, like, yeah, you don't have to upgrade them.
Like what we talked about on the podcast, the PlayStation 4's exclusives are like one of the sole things that's been keeping it afloat.
Oh yeah, like, dude, I'm telling you right now, if that thing did not have the exclusives it has, like, I wouldn't own it.
That's fair.
Like, especially now that, like, I don't know who made this call, but they are sending Madden to the PC, and I'm like, well, that was one of the last reasons I kept the console around.
You actually play the Madden games?
I do.
Ah, that's right. You're really big into sports.
I'm quite.
I recall Josh saying that you and him have opposing teams through and through.
Ahumaha? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because he likes all the California teams because he's wrong. So
That's awesome.
No, it's, like, whatever. Like, it's because a lot of his teams are like rivals of mine. Like
oh my gosh, that's really funny though.
he really likes the Oakland Raiders. They're rivals of the Denver Broncos. I imagine he likes the Warriors for basketball, which is like, well, even though that they're rivals of the Nuggets are terrible. So it's like I like all the Denver and Seattle teams because I have friends and family there, and like, you know, other ties to those areas. And the real hilarious bit there is the real hilarious part is just like he likes all the California teams, which almost all of those are like rivals, though with the exception of football. All the Seattle and Denver sports teams are fucking horrible. So, like, I'm a Rockies fan, that's baseball, and I constantly joke that baseball season for that team is over in June. Because they are mathematically eliminated from playoffs that early.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah, so I'm actually doing pretty
Nice.
good.
Yeah, no. So you're getting plenty of combos in.
Funnily enough, I actually do best in this game, I don't think. Just,
Where you just kind of react.
yeah, just fan out.
I know the feeling. Now, when it comes to VR,
Yeah, back to the VR topic.
LA Noire VR looks like a blast.
Doom VR seems like my motion sickness nightmare, but I still want to try it.
It's a little peculiar to me since, you know, you move around in a different fashion that's more reminiscent of, like, not point and click, but like adventure games that are old school.
Right.
Where your character just kind of teleports in one direction and then you keep playing.
I really want to, like, I don't know, there's a lot of VR shit that I want to try. It's just
Gorn? Have you seen Gorn?
I have not.
It's ridiculously violent. You fight, like, generic, like, Goro-looking guys in, like, this arena, like, this coliseum, and then You just kind of murder them, take their own weapons, beat them with their own weapons and their own arms. You can rip off people's like jaws and like beat them.
What was the name of that mouse game that was VR that Sony showed off every E3 for like 20 minutes?
I do not know for the life of me.
Well, they didn't show. Sorry, the trailer was like 3 minutes, but like I remember going to their booth and getting a fairly lengthy demo on that. You play a fucking mouse, it's a VR game. He has a sword. This isn't a fever dream I had, I swear.
No. I know exactly what you're talking about. The name is just evading me.
Ah, shit.
I was like, man, that sounds like Ratatouille, but with a mouse and a sword.
Lord. You get around to seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp yet?
Yes, I did.
I loved it.
I thought it was really awesome, and oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That was really heavy at the end there.
Yeah, that dude, like, Steph got so upset on that.
I'm sure.
Like, she got, angry.
I definitely saw it coming because I was like, how are they going to tie this in? They have to tie it in. And then they talked about, like, the time vortexes.
Ooh, this is going to be fun.
And I was like, this ties in with, like, a lot of theories that were circulating around the internet right after the
snap.
Infinity. Yep.
Yep. Ooh, that was a good combo. Shit. Yeah.
It's really ambient, the music, too. But no, I definitely enjoy Ant-Man.
Ant-Man has been a real surprise for me. Like, I talked so much shit before the first Ant-Man came out, and, like, ended up loving it. It was just like, well, fuck. Now I have to go on all these fucking shows and eat a bunch of fucking crap. This shit sucks. Because, like, it's like, before these movies, who the fuck gave a shit about Ant-Man? Like, even the comics, fucking nobody.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
He had very little villains and was just kind of regarded as, like, the wife beater.
Like, and then, like, well, there you go. He has, in my opinion, 2 top 10 MCU movies.
They're in your top 10 spot.
Both of those movies are in my top 10.
Okay, that's
something about those movies just appeals to me.
Speaking of movies that look appealing, and you and I agreed on this, Shazam looks like a ridiculous amount of fun. It looks like the first DC movie that I will thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, like the first one of their DC, and it finally seems like they're understanding, like, the fact that
that's pretty.
They're finally starting to understand that you just can't, like, build a franchise off of connection bullshit. You have to, like, actually make entertaining stories and slip that shit in, or at least at first. Like, Marvel didn't do it originally, but they do it a lot now because, well, people care now. Right. You have to make people care first, and that is the mistake they made. That, and also they made Man of Steel fucking.
I feel like DC was really rushing and trying to play catch up with Marvel,
and
that was one of the problems that they faced, because then they're not giving these heroes any time to develop themselves. They're just throwing them in 1 or 2 to 4, like, inside a single movie without a solo film.
Yeah, like, man, how great would a solo Batfleck film would have been?
That would have been really cool.
Like, how great, like, we got the Wonder Woman, that was great. Man of Steel kind of sucked, but whatever. Can't win them all. Because, like, in my opinion, it betrays what Superman is.
Right.
It's just like...
That is, that's definitely an opinion that I've heard shared just among the whole community.
It's like... Because it's like, dude, like, Superman wouldn't just let his fucking dad just get sucked into a fucking tornado. What? Like... Oh, God. That movie's so goddamn frustrating. Wonder Woman was good, though.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was a lot of fun.
I wasn't, like, excited for it, though.
I was excited once I saw Chris Pine as part of the cast, because I love the newer Star Trek films. And so whenever I hear Chris Pine's name, I go, alright, there's gonna be basically just very snarky Chris Pine being Chris Pine.
Ooh, this combo's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really good combo.
Snuck in another.
Nice.
Ooh. Baby. I'm making great time too. We're only a third of the way through this. So yeah, like, I had, like, no, like, because even when they get fucking good actors for those DC Universe movies, at least, like,
it needs to still be written properly.
It still needs to be written and directed well, and, like, you know.
And that's one problem that I had with the Justice League film, is that the writing for, like, the character which I was most excited about being in the DC movie universe, Flash.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh at any of his lines whatsoever, or really enjoy any of his lines.
They just need to make those damn TV shows canon already. They really do, because,
You don't think they're gonna go for, like, a multiverse thing?
I mean, they might. Like, because personally, my favorite thing to come out of live-action DC since The Dark Knight is Supergirl.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't actually sat down to watch Supergirl.
First season's pretty solid, but a little rough, but from then on, it's so damn good.
I have a feeling that the Captain Marvel movie's gonna feel a lot like a Supergirl movie.
Yeah, I could see that. Similar concept, the fact that, like, the way they're writing her in this is, like, as basically Supergirl.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see her use, like, absurd speed and strength and just, like, blink punch someone.
Yeah,
that will be cool to see.
She's going to fight Thanos one-on-one, probably.
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt about that.
Like, there's gonna be, like, Iron Man and all them and some shit, and, like, she's gonna come in and just
the last minute
monkey stomp Thanos. Yeah. This game is really slow.
Are you playing it on, like, the easiest difficulty?
No, it only has one difficulty. Just every skin is every skin. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Like, there's other difficulties, but this is considered normal. It's just that every skin has different speed, as you've seen.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. That's good. That adds a lot of variety to the gameplay.
Oh shit. But yeah, the reason why slow skins are deadly is, like, you accidentally just lay down too many pieces
and then you get stuck in a predicament like you were just about in.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. I like
this one. This one's funky.
I like how European clubs some of these get. Like, these are what you would get out of a European nightclub. But yeah, I'm really interested. We need to get a posse to go see Captain Marvel.
I am so down.
Because, like, I wanted to get a posse for Ant-Man, but, like, Steph and I kind of spaced it, and we're like, oh, okay.
I didn't know you guys were going to go see Ant-Man, so as soon as I saw, like, your status saying, man, I loved Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So what happened was like, we both put out things on Facebook, like, months ago, and, like...
That would explain it.
And then, like, both forgot about it, and we're like, oh yeah, didn't we invite a bunch of people, like, out on Facebook? It's like, oh well, fuck it. Let's go see Ant-Man.
What'd you think of The Incredibles 2? I'm assuming you saw that?
I have not seen it yet.
Really?
Just like I actually have yet to see Justice League.
You're not missing a whole lot.
I had a feeling.
Like, there's cool visuals and, you know, and it's definitely a superhero movie, but, you know, it's not anything groundbreaking.
Yeah, like, I imagine it's cool. Like, I know one day it'll probably end up on Netflix or Amazon. Like, as mean as that is to say, but, you know.
It's alright. I know plenty of people who waited until Thor Ragnarok was on Netflix. And I loved Thor Ragnarok.
You know what, so I wasn't super big on my first time watching it, but, like, I was bored on my last day off, and it's been on Netflix, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot. People really like this flick. I liked it more. I'm still not in love with it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really fascinating to see Disney overcome the challenge of Universal having, you know, the rights to, like, the Hulk.
Yeah.
So not being able to do a solo movie with them. So them writing in, like, the Planet Hulk story to be part of Thor Ragnarok, I was really fascinated.
That stuff is really cool. Speaking of comics, I started reading Spider-Gwen recently.
Spider-Gwen's great.
Yeah, it's been really cool because So we're in the season at my work where they're bringing in a bunch of new hires, and it means the call volume goes from like slammed to a phone call every 5 minutes.
Okay.
So like whenever I don't have paperwork to do, I read comics.
That's fair.
So like Steph talked about how much she enjoyed Spider-Gwen. And I knew of Spider-Gwen, and I liked her, really liked her costume design.
Her costume is absolutely gorgeous.
Like, her costume, it looks so good, and the art for her always looks super rad, too, so I was like, yeah, I haven't read this, Spider-Man's one of my favorites, I'll give it a shot.
Did you like how Peter Parker became the lizard in Spider-Gwen?
That was super cool.
I like that because, you know, there's a bit of an injustice that's done with the character of Peter Parker. That, you know, he started off as a very angry nerd and no one really knows that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually listening to a Dose of Buckley recently. He was talking about that. But yeah, go on.
Where people just think that, like, Spider-Man's just this dopey character who's, like, naive and a bit ridiculous because the way that, you know, he's been portrayed in, like, recent...
No, like, kind of initially, Spider-Man was a little bit of a dick.
Oh, yeah.
Like, which is understandable from, like, his point in the world where he was.
Yeah, he was being bullied all the time.
Yeah.
Girls thought he was really creepy, weird, and disgusting.
Yeah.
He was in a living stereotypical nerdy hell.
Yeah, like, I can't, like, fully blame him. Oh, hey, I beat my high score.
Which I actually like that aspect of, you know, Peter Parker, because it shows that he's human.
Yeah.
And then the more recent comics and stuff like that write it like that never happened, and a lot of people don't acknowledge that Peter Parker had a lot of anger starting off.
Well, yeah. And I kind of do like the more modern interpretation of him, just because, like... But I also, you know... I do believe OG Peter Parker is kind of how a real teenager would behave.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Like,
I mean, he started off like, how can these powers benefit me?
Yeah, which, I mean, that's what anyone would do.
Totally.
Like, and then, you know, his uncle buys it. Oh god, this is where life is really hard.
I can see that.
Oh god.
There's like a visible anguish to how much that's building up.
This is not easy.
Have you read DC's Sideways yet?
I am not.
It's great. It's basically just DC's Spider-Man, but instead he rips apart space-time to, like, teleport places.
Interesting.
Really good.
Recently read up on Spider-Man 2099.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool and weird.
That sounds like Spider-Man 2099, or anything Marvel 2099 for that matter.
Well, I beat my high score.
Like, in total?
Yeah, I beat my old high score. It used to be like 137,000.
Nice. Okay.
That last skin gave me the business. So, yeah, what challenge mode is there's shuffle where unlocks the random, basic, which is what we just did, and then endless, which once you unlock them all, it goes forever.
That's horrifying.
So, skin edit. This is where you just pick a skin and play it.
I like the Illuminati one up there.
Which one?
Like Eye of Madness.
Yeah, working in the hole.
Yep.
See which one this was? Right.
And it changes songs whenever it changes the skin, or no?
You do a playlist, so you do endless or a single lap. So we'll do a single lap of this one skin.
Okay.
Oh, this is the one we just did. Yeah, that visual checks out with what this is then. This is hard as hell, or it was as hard as hell. Look how goddamn fast that thing's going. Like, it gives you, like, no time to plot your moves. And it just becomes living hell. I imagine, like, once I get used to the speed of it, after playing it for a while, I'll probably be fine. But
I'm positive.
That first run was rough.
This is like something from like a Tool music video.
God, Tool. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Have they done anything recently or not really?
No,
I think it's probably been focusing on like side projects or just living his life.
So you know Quinn from the stream chat?
Yeah, of course.
He loves Tool. He adores Tool. I'm okay.
I think they're alright.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I have to be in a really pissed off mood to actually listen to them consistently.
Fair enough.
That's like my angry music.
But yeah, okay, so we're outside of here.
That looked nightmarish.
Yeah, it weirds me out. It makes me, that skin makes me uncomfortable. Like, puzzle, it's create specific block shape for certain blocks, time attack, race as possible, time limit. Mission, complete specific objective, versus CPU versus another human being. So we'll take a dip into time attack since, how much time we have? Okay, we're at the half-hour mark, so we'll dip into how many points can we get in 60 seconds. Well, the skin is also weird. Fuck it.
This game is really odd.
It is by them people that made Rez, so I was.
Right.
I'm never like.
Not surprised.
Yeah, like even when I played it back then, it was just like, oh, this is cool as hell. Especially because it just has like a really different art design from a lot of puzzle games. Like a lot of puzzle games are either go like the Tetris route of kind of like neutral,
Stacking cubes or what?
yeah, like very neutral, or like the like really cutesy route like Peggle. But this is just kind of like a high concept art piece, and I like it.
Peggle makes me so mad, like ridiculously mad.
I love Peggle. So that was that.
I am horrible at Peggle.
So
I have Peggle, and then I have Peggle Knights.
I have Peggle and Peggle 2.
Was Peggle 2 separate from Peggle Knights?
Yep, it's a different thing.
Oh my gosh.
Complete specific objectives. Erase all blocks. Okay, that's
I looked for it on the
sure.
Origin store, but I couldn't find it at all. So
Oh yeah,
I
because
haven't bought Peggle Knights.
All right, so I want to talk about that real quick.
Sure.
Since you mentioned the Origin store. Fuck you, EA. like I'll put up with a Microsoft store because it's the OS. Fine, like I will deal with their shit. I don't need a separate client for the like one game a year I want to play from you. But yeah, you have to like do different patterns. One column of nothing.
Hence mission mode. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And then create some blocks versus CPU. Yeah, okay.
No, I can agree with your sentiment on that.
It's like oh, I want to play Star Wars, so I have to log in. I have to like update and log into your stupid fucking client that I never ever use. Thanks, guys.
Mine is for Sims 4.
Sims 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that checks out.
I haven't done anything horrible in Sims 4 yet. I played like 12 hours of trying to make like a successful like author character, and that's it. And I was like, alright, cool, I made that. And they had like this great life, the family that I made. And then after that, like, I didn't do anything as you would usually do in The Sims, like try to drown everyone in like a ladder, like a swimming pool, you know?
I'm actually having trouble figuring this out. I've got an idea. Yeah, no, like, I use it for, like, Titanfall and a couple others.
That doesn't surprise me.
But
you really liked Titanfall 2, right?
I love Titanfall 2. That game is spectacular.
Does the free running feel good in the game?
Yeah, dude, it does. Like, that's part of the reason why it's so good. It's like, the game feels great.
Traversing the map is just a blast.
Yeah, like, it's a movement in that game by itself is fun.
Okay.
Like, that is a big part of why that game is so damn good.
They have some really gorgeous color schemes in this game.
Just
really
they
mesmerizing.
just know how to make eye candy. Oh man, I'm starting to realize I need to make it by itself. I think because that thing isn't like shit. Okay, go this way. Okay, so.
You have a game plan? Or did you just exit out?
I just exited out. Yeah, so this is Lumines Remastered. What do you think?
It's interesting.
Yeah,
It's nothing that I think that I would play on my free time, but it is cool. It is eye candy.
Yeah, they have your total high score, your best high score, total time played. This is brand new, so this obviously isn't this much. I don't want to see the Vita version of that. Like, I'd be afraid. Also, you can do different avatars for your, like, leaderboards and stuff.
I saw that. It said, like, the Y button to be able to go to, like, the avatar screen.
Yeah, I'm opening that right now. So, yeah, like...
Be a duck.
Be an angry Chinese man.
That's what I saw first. And I was like, that's the best one.
With Nang.
Oh, that's cool. And then you get ones based off achievements. Oh wait, those are missions, right?
Requires clear 10 or more squares in one time sleep. Win stage 8
So
planes.
just achievements.
Yeah, just different stuff you're doing.
Choose the angry Chinese
Don't
people.
be angry. Kabuki, as it's called. Alright. So we're 20%, 7% away through. What's this? Complete shuffle challenge for all skins. Okay. Yeah, no, I've always been a big fan of Luminous, and this trend continues. You know, so I highly recommend. If you have to pick one version of this up, I'm still saying the Vita version. But if you own one of these modern consoles and you want, what in my opinion is,
It's on Steam, right?
Yeah. It'll be on sale in like a month. But yeah, so yeah, if you want a really awesome puzzle game, this is it. Bye, y'all.